Hello and welcome to the episode. Today I'm going to show you how to check and adjust the valve clearances on a 2014 Honda NC750x. This video is relevant for all NC750 variants from 2013 to 2020. This check should be performed every 16,000 miles. Common symptoms are poor cold starting, lumpy at particular revs, stalling and rough idle. First thing you should do is check you have all the relevant tools. Here is what I used: 6mm Allen key, 17mm socket, 10mm socket, 6mm socket, 5mm Allen key, 10mm Allen key, Phillips screwdriver, spark plug socket, flat head driver, feeler gauge, pliers and some coolant. I've been using this coolant for years. It's aluminium safe and absolutely fine, and I'll put a link to this in the description below. Make sure the engine is completely cold. Start by removing the engine under tray. Remove the radiator guard. I like to remove the spark plugs to make it easier to rotate the engine. You can also physically check where the top dead center is, which I will show you how to do so in this video. Put a suitable bowl under the engine and remove the left radiator hose. Make sure you take the old coolant fluid to your local waste centre. Remove right coolant hose. Unscrew the top and bottom radiator bolts. Remove return pipe at the top. Unclip the fan wiring loom using a flat screwdriver as shown. Now push the lower tab with your thumb and separate the fan plug. Remove top engine breather hose. Now remove all three Allen bolts from the cover. Gently lift the cam cover off. Now unscrew the timing cap from the left side of the engine. Then unscrew the timing inspection hole. Keep the O-rings safe. Go through the timing cover and use a 17mm socket. Turn the engine counterclockwise until it reaches T1 as shown. Here are the illustrations for this cylinder. This is cylinder 1. It's to the left as you sit on the bike. I can physically check this with a screwdriver. I place it in the spark plug hole and turn the engine slowly. You can see the piston as it reaches top dead centre on T1 marks. The screwdriver moves upwards right before it returns. Now I can see that T1 is cylinder 1, which is on the left of the bike when you sit on it. You can also check the rocker arms are not under tension by rattling them. If they are tight, then turn the crank another full revolution. It's important to know it takes 2 turns to perform a full cycle. Always make sure the rocker arms have free play before inspecting them. It's not necessary, but you can remove the top cam inspection cover and check it's lined up with the lobe. But as long as your arms have some free play at the T mark, you'll be fine. Now grab your feeler gauge and start checking and adjusting the valves if applicable. Here are the manufacturer's specifications. This valve was too loose. If you need to adjust, drip some oil on the nut. Now loosen the lock nut, grab the flathead screwdriver and turn it clockwise slowly until the gauge nips up. Make sure you can drag it out with slight resistance. Now hold the adjust screw and tighten the valve lock nut. Recheck the gap. Do the exact same for the rest of the valves on cylinder 1. The lower valves are the exhaust side and the upper valves are the inlet side. Now turn the crank to position mark T2 as shown. Here are the illustrations for cylinder 2. If the rocker arm don't have any free play at all, rotate a full 360 degrees back to T2 and make sure the valves are not under any tension. After checking the rocker arms have small free play, adjust them the same as shown previously. Here are the relevant torque settings. Once you are happy, tighten the lock nut to 30 Nm. Apply grease or silicone to the cam cover. This is not essential. The manual mentions that you should replace the gasket, but it's normally okay. Reinstall the cam cover and breather hose, then tighten the bolts. Reinstall the radiator. Plug the fan back in, install both coolant hoses. Install both spark plugs and leads. Install the radiator guard. Install both timing inspection caps, making sure both O-rings are on the caps. Remove radiator cap lock screw. Fill with coolant. It should take approximately 1 litre. Start the engine and make sure nothing is leaking. Run for 10 minutes, then let it cool down. Check the coolant level again. Don't forget to check the lower coolant bottle too. It's good practice to check your coolant more frequently when work has been carried out on the coolant system, as it's normal for level to drop over a few days. Well, that's the end of the video. Hope this has been helpful to you. I upload twice a week with how-tos like this one, as well as some personal vlogs and reviews. Until then, I've been Nick and I'll catch you on the next one. Ride safe.